Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Pink, and today we are doing another vlog. Today we are doing the Chiodos vlog, or as I like to call them, Cheeto Dust. Chiodos is a band that was formed back in 2001. We were basically going to their 20-year anniversary of their album, All's Well That Ends Well. I didn't know this band before this event. Julian was the one that's the bigger fan, but we missed the first two openers, who were the Callous Dow Boys and Emure. I think that's how it's pronounced. We got there as soon as Emure was finishing their set. There was another opener before them, which is Hawthorne Heights. With Hawthorne Heights, I only knew one song, and that's only because of Emo Night, which is Ohio is for Lovers, because the DJ usually plays that song from them. Their first song of their set was The Storm. Of course, this being a post-hardcore band, you're expecting a lot of aggressive, harsh sounds and a lot of screaming. There's a nice mix of regular singing and more screaming vocals. I'm usually not a big fan of them, but I kind of fuck with this sound. And just to mention before I forget, I am using both a Spotify playlist that was made by a user by the name of nuance_420, so I hope you don't mind me referring to this playlist back and forth, as well as the usual website that I use, setlist.fm, so I can make sure that I'm getting the songs right. I do like the tone that the lead vocalist Craig Owens has. Of course, this came from the era of early post-hardcore punk rock and everything like that, so a lot of the tonality of people's voices sound similar, so it does make me feel nostalgic, even though I haven't heard the full extent of their discography aside from the one song from Emo Night. Which brings us to the next song, which is This Is Who We Are. This comes from their 2006 album, If Only You Were Lonely. Listening to the original recording, I don't want to say it sounds amateurish, because this is literally early 2000s recording. It sounds good, but it definitely sounds like a band in not their infancy, but they already have some experience, especially when this album has 12 songs, so it's almost about an hour long, especially since back in the day songs were actually 3 to 4 minutes long, sometimes 5, not 1 to 2 like nowadays. I do like the vocals on this album a lot. They focus more on the singing. There are some growls and screams in there. I like the vibe of this one. It's pretty cool. After that is Dandelions. This is a single that came out back in 2022, and the production sounds a bit similar to their earlier stuff. It does hit hard. I do like the hook for it. I do like how the lyrics are very dark, comparing everyone being dead and gone and into dust, but yet our ashes float like dandelions. I was like, ooh, this shit poetic. But then again, a lot of songs in this genre tend to have comparisons like this. The breakdown is pretty good too. Looking back, I'm really digging Hawthorne Heights' sound. Following that, we have Pens and Needles. This is also from If You Were Only Lonely. The guitars in this song are really cool. I really like the melodies that they do in between the verses. The production on this one's really good. Even in the 2006 recording, it's really well done. All the drums come through clean. The guitars, everything feels like it's in the right place. The screaming vocals have their own little spots so that they can shine. This only makes sense to probably engineers, but that's how I'm visualizing this song. And it seems like they even use some hip hop drums towards the bridge of this song. It's pretty interesting. Overall, really good sound. This song fucks hard. I noticed I haven't introduced any of the band members, so I'm just gonna do that real quick. We have the lead singer, who also does rhythm guitar, piano, and keyboards. James Thomas JT Woodruff. Matt Rydnor, who does bass and backing vocals. Mark McMillan, who does lead guitar, rhythm guitar, and backing vocals. And whenever they go on tour, they get Dango Kellen for their drums. And to pick things up, they lead with Constant Dread. Now, JT said that this is a song that's basically how you're gonna spend the next 60 years of your life. I'm gonna be about 90 when that comes. But listening to the song, it's a little shorter from the other ones that they had before. It hits really hard. They were not lying when they said that it gets heavier, especially with lyrics like "Don't be afraid to die, all our curses go away, washed out by a wave, such constant dread." And I'm just ooh, okay, that's relatable. I'm feeling that. Production's super heavy on this one. This song is from their 2021 album, The Rain Just Follows Me. This song just hits really hard, so give it a listen when you get the chance. After that, we have Saying Sorry, again from If Only You Were Lonely. This one's a bit more soft in the beginning. I do like the tonality that JT puts on these vocals here, especially for the build up, and it still rocks hard, especially when they bring in the screamy vocals back in the background. But the progression's really pretty in this one. The way that the hook is, it feels really fun to sing, and that little section where there's an acoustic guitar, ooh, that just sounds really cool. Yeah, it's a really enjoyable track. I would recommend it. Following that, we have have the song Hard to Breathe. This is from the 2019 album Lost Frequencies, and this also has like a bit of a soft start. Once like things start kicking in a high gear within like the pre-chorus, it has a really nice vibe to it. I really like the way that the chorus goes. This kind of gives me like a bit of like a Dance Gavin Dance kind of thing, even though they're not exactly the same genre. The chorus is also kind of fun to sing on this one. The melodies are really good. I like this song. As someone who isn't the biggest fan of like streamy vocals, it works really well. They're just subtly used as like mostly just background vocals or even like their own sections. They give themselves like a chance to shine through, and I really like that. The penultimate song is Nikki FM. This one is a bit more of a slower song, but also still has its own heavy segments, especially when you get into the chorus. This is from the 2004 album, The Silence is Black and White reissue. For like very early work that they've done, this is pretty good. The production is a bit more simple compared to like the other songs that we had. The song has like it's a bit slower moments until it gets into the hook again. It's not a bad song at all. It's a bit slower. I am more of a fan of like the heavier stuff, but it's a pretty good song overall. Which now brings us to the final song from their set, Ohio is for Lovers. Of course, like I mentioned before, this is the only song that I knew of them from before because of Emo Night. This is usually like within like the middle of like the DJ set whenever they decide to play this song, and now having to actually sit down and listen to it, I can see why this is like one of their most like popular songs. This is literally like their most popular song, so I can see why this is always like a part of like anything emo related, for good reason. It's a fun song, of course, with dark lyrics. It just has like that vibe that like, one, you're either gonna mosh to it or you're gonna sing along to it. As I mentioned in like my Emo Night vlogs, I wasn't the type to like, you know, really be in the pit, even though over time I've heard that the emo night stuff we've been going to are the more tame ones, like the ones that are in Brooklyn or in other states are actually more insane. Like some people actually end up like fighting and actually fucking each other up. Nonetheless, doesn't take away from any of that. A fun song, it's a classic for a reason. Listen to it if you haven't yet. Don't be uncultured like I was before. After a quick intermission, we're finally getting the Chiodos set, and the first song they start off is All Narrates Beware. I've never experienced a show where like people immediately started moshing. I cut it out, but as soon as the lead singer started doing this thing, people just started pushing and shoving, which I think was expected, but it just started in the middle of nowhere. Usually pits are like in the center of the room, but we were off to the side near like the mixer, so we're pretty far in the back. So just seeing people get wild off the bat was crazy. And just like the name of the tour, the album that they're performing songs from is called All's Well That Ends Well. This album is from 2005. Listening to the original recording, the production is heavy, but it still feels light, if that makes sense. Obviously with like the heavy guitar riffs and the screaming and the hard banging drums. This song is pretty dope. I can see why the people started moshing, because this song seems to get you really hyped. So shout out to the people that can actually withstand like the crazier pits, because like I mentioned in a bunch of my other videos, I'm a half bitch, so I was steering clear of this pit by all means necessary. I also forgot to mention that they played the prelude. I just thought it was just like an actual intro song, but no, that's also from the album. The next song that they played is One Day Women Will All Become Monsters. Now, listening to the actual recording compared to the live concert, of course 20 years later the production is much more heavy. Dude's voice is still great regardless, because even in the 2005 recording, this shit is killer. I really like the guitars a lot in this song. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of like screaming vocals, I don't mind how they were doing their vocals on this one. The way that they flow on the mix is just really nice. And of course, even though people were moshing already, there is a breakdown, which is perfect for people to just punch and kick the shit out of each other, which is something I used to never understand. I mean, people are having fun and expressing themselves. I just choose to stay away from it. But yeah, recommend the song. And as the pit opens up, I'm just gonna go over some Chiodos little facts, at least from what I can see. So they were formed in 2001, originally as the Chiodo Bros. The name comes from it being a tribute to filmmakers like Stephen, Charles, and Edward Chiodo, who made the movie Killer Clowns from Outer Space. As for the members of the band, we have Craig Owens on lead vocals, and their touring members, which Mitch Rogers does the keyboards and guitars, Simon Martinez does guitars, Nick Ventimiglia, I think it's how it's pronounced, does bass, and Nick Clemenson does drums. The next song from their set is There's No Penguins in Alaska. Weird title aside, has a lot of fun vocal melodies and has this really cool synth in the beginning and a sick ass lead guitar. These arpeggios, and then there's like a little harmony on them. Oh, it's so good. There's a bit of screaming in here and there, but I don't mind it. The singing vocals are what stand out to me a lot, and I really like them, so I'd recommend listening to the song if you get a chance to. And another fun fact is that they had merch from this song. I remember seeing it when I first got in there, we were checking out the merch. I was like, man, I wonder why they say I'll stop stabbing when you stop screaming. It's from this song. Also forgot to include that they performed Interlude Part 1, but it was played from a tape. But the following song is Expired in Goreville. Now this one immediately has more of like that post-hardcore type feel. Immediate screaming, hard-ass guitars. Production is way more heavier compared to the other songs that we heard so far in the original recordings. And there's this cool-ass synth that they're using in the background that's like a bit phased, but it's heavily used throughout it. A lot of more screaming in this one, but I kind of fuck with it. And even though this song is about 3 minutes long, it feels like it's shorter, if that makes sense. Pretty kick-ass song, and the breakdown's hard as fuck too. So of course, more pushing and shoving to be had. Listen to it if you get a chance, it's sick. Especially with the way that they end it with all like the screaming and shit. After that, we have no hardcore dancing in the living room. That's the thing I love about these songs. The titles just sound random as fuck. This one takes a bit to get into because it's a 5-minute song with like a minute to like a minute and a half long intro. But once everything builds up, this like cacophony of sick riffs and like the rides that help build the anticipation until the song comes in, just for it to mellow out. I feel like that's like interesting songwriting because I just like how it builds up and alright, hold on, let's just settle down for a bit. This one's really fun if you need something that's mostly just instrumental, but when the vocals come in, it's like a nice little touch to it. The song is pretty sick. Like I know I've been saying that to a lot of songs, but I feel like these songs are meant to be experienced, especially whether listening to the original recording or listening to them live. It's pretty sick, especially with how heavier they are live. I kind of find it interesting that they do this few lines, instrumental break, few lines, instrumental break, few lines, scream, and an instrumental break. It is one of the longer songs on the album, but I think it's worth every second. Following that 6th song, we have Interlude Part 2, which then leads us into We're Gonna Have Us a Champagne Jam. Again, these titles. And jam it is because like it starts hard with its lead guitar and distorted screaming vocals. Like you can hear them clipping, but everything is hitting so hard, and it's just like this makes you want to like fuck somebody up, which of course almost all of their songs do. I can see why they wanted to punch and swing around and almost fuck each other up. I think at one point someone almost knocked the content phone out of my hand. I didn't want to have my screen more cracked than it already is, but this song, as someone that like likes to dabble into metal from time to time, this is sick as fuck. The image I get into my head is that I always wanted to try going into a rage room, beat the shit out of things. This kind of feels like a perfect song for that, as well as their other songs too. I also just love the use of piano in this song. It's really good. Check it out, it's pretty good. Next we have Who's Sandy Jenkins. Of course, it's also from the All's Well That Ends Well album. This is more one of the shorter songs. Has some pretty decent production, some crazy synth work too that also follows the guitar, which I find interesting. And I kind of fuck with the breakdown of the song too. And it seems like they try to have fun with some of like the vocal mixing, since like there's a lot of phasing along with like the instrumentals too. Pretty short, pretty quick. It's like literally 2 minutes, which is the standard I guess in today's world. Yeah, it's a pretty decent song. Also has like this bit of like a slower ending, so it's like very intense, and then it just gets like a really somber ending. After that is To Trixie and Reptile, Thanks for Everything. Interestingly enough, I'm reading through the lyrics and there's not like a whole lot, but the production on this one is interesting since they have what sounds like not a music box or something similar to like a kalimba. There's like a guitar that kind of follows it too. It's a very interesting sound. I do like the hook of it. It seems very fun to sing along to. And then towards the middle of it, it just like slows down completely with that kind of like kalimba music box sound leading it, just for like the guitars to slowly creep back in. I do like the build up that comes up towards the second half of the song. Like all the elements come back in. The vocals are really cool in this one. The song just slows down with what sounds like our organs kind of like layered on top of each other. It has an interesting chord progression, but you can tell that it's kind of programmed, but it's a really nice sound either way. The final song for their set before the encore is the words Best Friend Become Redefined. Now immediately this song starts out very aggressive and abrasive, perfect for like some moshing. After the opening riffs come in, there's like this really pretty piano that plays with a kind of like spoken word poem before the singing vocals come in. I don't want to say it's a gripe, but the vocals are not lacking, but they felt like they were a little off, but they're still good regardless. Like maybe some pitch correction could have helped it a bit because the vocals don't sound super edited. Although compared to the live version, of course, like with his vocals being honed, it sounded really good. And even though this song is like 3.5 minutes long, it kind of goes by quickly, especially with a blend of short vocal lines, then like an instrumental break, and again and again. The screams come towards the end and becomes a bit more gent, I think is maybe the proper term for it. A lot of tritone ass chords in here. Not bad. Which then leads us to the encore. But before that, for whatever reason, there was just like a hard style like techno intermission before the encore, which felt random but kind of fit, if that makes sense. The first song from the encore is The Undertaker's Thirst for Revenge is Unquenchable, parentheses, the final battle. This is from their 2008 album Bone Palace Ballet Grand Coda. A lot of words. It starts out intense. Crazy how much like they improve production wise, because it is loud, it is banging. After the intense opening, it has like a quiet but hard hitting piano. The vocals are very like scream heavy. Then some regular singing vocals come in, but it's a very more intense feel of a song compared to the album that they're doing the tour for. I don't know if it was the same engineer for this album compared to the previous album, but the difference is so apparent, and not in a bad way. I'm saying that they improved. Even though this isn't my type of song, I'm still finding things that I can enjoy about it. And of course, the song picks up its intensity, and for the ending just does the same thing with the piano, except that's the only thing you hear, with some more soft sang vocals. Pretty interesting experience. I'm a little confused because the setlist site says that there were 3 more songs that they did, but I don't have any footage of it. Maybe I just forgot, I don't know. Just for sake of listing them, they performed Thermacare, Two Birds Stone at Once, Bulls Make Money, Bears Make Money, Pigs Get Slaughtered. But the final song from the encore was Baby, You Wouldn't Last a Minute on the Creek, which is the final song from the album, which means that they did every song from this album from 2005. I kind of enjoyed this song the most. It has all of the best qualities, memorable riffs, fun vocals to sing along, and it just has that good feeling of like getting hyped, which yeah, there was another mosh pit that formed with this song, of course, and even some crowd surfing. But overall, the show was great, even though we missed half of it. But Hawthorne Heights was dope. Chiodos, not knowing much about them at all except for their names, they were good. Not being a band that I knew of before this, I enjoyed my time, except for almost getting the content phone knocked out of my hand. And of course, some of the metalheads pushing and shoving a little too much, like not in the center, like from where we were. But aside from that, good experience. I would recommend if you're into like some metal post-hardcore type shit, then of course, go see them live if they're ever touring again. But after that, we decided to go to some Raising Cane's since it was right by the venue. After we stuffed ourselves, we took the train and went on home. That's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna try to get another video / vlog out soon. I've been trying to do it at least like every week, if not every 2 weeks, that there's a video coming out on the weekends. I hope you guys enjoy this journey of experiencing Chiodos, and I'll see y'all whenever.